let's jump into this game. It's going to be 1-1 right now, and again, best of 3. So we're going to find out exactly who's going to go through right now. In the upper left-hand corner, it's going to be Adonminus, the blue Protoss player from Cascade. In the bottom right-hand corner, the pink Protoss player from Alien Invasion, it's Patience. And we'll see how this is going to develop here. Alien Invasion players have been a big part of the SC2 Improved Winter and Summer League. Since the Summer League, I mean, Chubbs has been taking part. He got into the round of 16 of the Summer League. CPU got into the round of 16 of the Summer League. Lilla Cannon got into the round of 16 of the Summer League. Unfortunately, not many were able to make it too much further. Revenge is currently in the Zari Gear series as well as Chubbs as well. So great to see the Alien Invasion players continuing to compete in the events I run. They're a great bunch of guys, always awesome. Adonminus, though, of course, from Cascade. Adonminus is a long time friend of SC2 Improve. Everyone kind of knows who he is, and he qualified for WCS, of course, last year. Played some good games over there, and yeah, he's the reigning Winter League champion. So a win here today allows him to reclaim his throne for a second year in a row. That's the that's his hope, I assume. He did quite well in the Summer League. He got through to the round of 8, where he did fall, I believe, to... Who did Adonminus lose to? No Name? I think he lost to No Name 3-1 in the Summer League round of 8. Last year, of course, he won the Winter League. He won 3-4 in the finals against... he won 4-3, sorry, in the finals against Shib XYZ, so... He's also one of the players to have won the most SC2 Improved weekly events with 3 wins under his belt. He's tied for that title with only a few people above him. So 1-1 right now. No crazy shenanigans this game. Nothing too crazy going on. Just Cybernetics cores coming up. We do see Patience has his Cybernetics core coming up ever so slightly faster. 33 versus 26. I wasn't paying enough attention to tell you whether that might have been because he went for Gateway 1 supply earlier. So maybe I should pay a bit more attention in the future, as it stands right now. As it stands right now, we're just gonna have to wait and see. We see a Stargate on the way up. He puts this down right in front of Adonminus' probe, so pretty interesting to just show this off and show exactly what he's going to be going. And look at this, Adonminus responds with a Stargate himself. Now, if anyone loves to play Stargate, it's Adonminus. He absolutely loves to play Stargate. He loves to play Stargate in PvT, go into Phoenix Colossi. He plays that kind of style all the time. So this is a response to scouting the Stargate, which he's going to be very happy to make because he loves playing this style. Now, what is his plan here? Well, very possibly he just gets Phoenixes out to deal with the Oracle, which may come out of Patience. In fact, I think he has to go Phoenixes, because he can't go for an Oracle himself knowing his opponent's got a Stargate up and can go Phoenixes himself. It just wouldn't make sense. So we're actually going to see both players going Phoenixes, and I think a very smart decision. Patience realizing, you know, in the long term an Oracle's going to do absolutely nothing with it being scouted. Phoenixes, they're always going to be useful. Even scouted, they always have the possibility to come back in and you know, pick off a few probes here, pick off a few probes there. You know, and especially with the way this was scouted so early, he knows the possibility of a Stargate of his opponent is there, so he doesn't want to just run straight in to a death trap with an Oracle. A Dark Shrine on the way from Patience as well, which is also pretty interesting. I mean, he went for that Twilight Council pretty quickly. Ooh, he needs to be careful here. He gets some free shots off, but takes a shot on his Phoenix. He went for the Twilight Council, he went for this Dark Shrine very quickly, and this is something which was very interesting that we saw, in fact, also happen previously in his previous PvP against Grave, where he threw down that Dark Shrine as a reaction to his opponent going for Blink. He's also going for Blink as well here, so maybe a single DT just to see what he can do and play it out from there. Blink's going to be great in terms of shutting down the Phoenix harassment from his opponent, and with a pylon already up, a DT marching into the space right now is going to do so much damage because there's not a single Oracle on the way. And I mean, the only problem would be if Adonminus were to see this. So Adonminus' warp gate is only just finished up. He does have a couple of gateways, 3 gateways up, so he could get aggressive if he wants to. 3 Stalkers now warping in. And this DT shrine about to finish, so we've got about, what, 10 seconds or so until we see a DT warp in over here for Patience. So he's getting ready for that, but there's absolutely no detection still for Adonminus, and if Adonminus was warping aggressively right now, he'd probably win this game. The Phoenix can lift up all of these Stalkers at the moment, and then he would just completely win the ground war, but that's not going to happen, and DT's going to come into this main base. I think a pretty big risk taken here by Patience to go for this DT and go for the blink, and in the end it's going to work out for him because there's no Oracle, and here we go, probes are going to start dying, and I mean Adonminus just has no detection at all, so he's going to lose already 4 workers, and Patience maybe going to go for get a few more out of this as well. There's that Oracle on the way, and he needs again Patience getting that swipe but not actually killing the probe. So frustrating. Phoenix is running in here, kill off the mothership core. Blink's about to finish up, so Adonminus has to be very careful now if he tries to come in here again. And I think he may have overmade Phoenix a little bit. He's lost 1, he's still on 5. And this DT is still running around as well. Great damage done, 4 kills. And altogether, that's 6 workers against 3 killed. And Patience takes a 6 worker lead. Now, Adonminus, it's probably a good thing he ended up having to make this Oracle, because now he's had the time to not overcommit to Phoenix, but instead go and just cut at the very standard number, unless you were going Phoenix versus Phoenix, which I think he thought was going to happen up to a couple of moments ago. So, see this pylon in the back of the mineral line going to be taken out here. And we're going to see a Corona Boost coming down on these probes here as well. So, an Archon warping in, Patience using that DT as well. So, actually, Patience is in a really good spot. I mean, I'm just talking to myself a bit, trying to think about what's going on. He's got Blink Stalkers and Archons now, with these DTs making that Archon, against these Phoenixes, which aren't going to be able to do much damage at all. And just very simply, 3 gateways and no other tech of Adonminus. His robo facility is very late. He has called back up on probes, but this natural is so quick for Patience. It helps out so much. However, these Phoenixes will consistently be able to come into this mineral line, and if he's not careful, oh, just gets away. If he's not careful, these Phoenixes will be able to kill off enough probes to bring Adonminus into a pretty big advantage. So, Adonminus has to you know, keep working with these Phoenixes, use all the energy to get as many probe kills as he can overall. And just, you know, try and make up for the lateness of his own natural expansion here. Still, his pylon sits threatening for Patience on this side of the map. And kind of surprised Patience doesn't have more of his army positioned here to protect from a potential, you know, units coming in just like this. And Photon Overcharge was used as well there. Adonminus can't really do too much more. Stalker's well positioned to defend the main. Maybe like to see them positioned a bit more here, so these Phoenix commit a bit more before seeing them, and then he could potentially blink under them. But as it stands, these Phoenix aren't getting into the main. They're not getting into the natural right now, just heading back home. And Adonminus is going into Immortal and Robotics production, so looking as though he wants to head into Colossi. So, I've been seeing a lot of Colossi here today in PvP. A lot of people are still preferring it, still enjoying it. Do you see a Robo already out for Patience? He will be able to slowly build up an Immortal count of his own here. A Forge on the way suggests he wants to go take this into a little bit of the later game. His Forge is on the way, and that's going to finish and his upgrades are going to begin. So this is pretty nice for Patience. If he can last long enough, he's going to have a good upgrade advantage for the game, and has to be careful here. And a nice blink is going to get one Phoenix, surely. No, just half the health of it again. But still, Patience doing a good job defending these Phoenixes. He's not let them come back in to keep depreciating his probe count. And he's now going into that Immortal production. Will be a little behind, with about one Immortal behind. He won't be getting Colossi as fast either. So that might be a bit of an issue. He has opted to get that +1 faster, and in the long run I think that's better for him. But if Adonminus hits some kind of time with, say, a single Colossi or 2 Colossi, then Patience might find himself in a little bit of trouble, because he's not going to have as many Immortals either. That being said, he can warp in some DTs for Archons, which can help him out just a little bit too. So, as this game stands, it's really even overall, I think. Both players heading towards similar compositions, and these Phoenixes still just flying around the map, keeping that map control. And going to try and come into the natural once again here. And this time, Patience a little bit out of position, and oh no, he's not. He even tricked me there. And Adonminus trying to get out, and another Phoenix is maybe trapped here. In fact, all these Phoenixes maybe just be trapped here, as they can't get out. So now Patience in a pretty good position, and sending out a couple of hallucinations to see what's up on this other side of the map. His +1, as you can see, is about to finish up here, which is pretty important. I mean, that +1 does make it very, very different in terms of how exactly he is going to be able to fight. And that +1 for Adonminus is only just starting, so you can really see the difference in there, them upgrades there. As Patience starts up that Colossi production. Has he just finished his Thermal Lance? I don't think so. I think he may have forgot to start it, in fact. As we do see a hallucinated Phoenix just coming in to scout. And he sees absolutely everything. He sees already a Colossi out for his opponent. And he sees a Forge on the way, spinning, but he knows his opponent's only on 0-0 still, because he can click on the units to see, what kind of upgrade level they are on. So, Patience, he does end up losing that hallucinated Phoenix, but he sees everything, and obviously that's why he was just sat there doing nothing, because he'd already seen everything he wanted to see. He knows there's no third base, because he's got a Zealot very nicely positioned here, and just a little bit worried that he hasn't got Thermal Lance. Can't help but feel it's just a bit of a mistake. Thermal Lance is just completed for Adonminus, and Patience is starting to take a third base as well here. Them Phoenixes are still sat behind this, between that natural and that third base. They can't really get out at all, so they're just completely pinned in, not able to move anywhere. So they're just going to stay sat there for now, and an observer coming in for Adonminus, trying to scout out what exactly is going on. Couple of Templars just on their own, could be being kept to feedback a mothership core, potentially. Alternatively, could just be haven't morphed them into an Archon yet. So these Phoenixes are still just going to sit here. Was that a hallucinated Phoenix that just went in? I assume it was, as these Stalkers get a little bit of damage done on this Phoenix here, and again just sitting around. +2 is about to finish up here for Patience. He does now have that Thermal Lance on his way, and he's got more Colossi continuing to come out. So overall, the supply lead for Patience, a little bit in army, a little bit in workers. That +1 only just now about to finish up for Adonminus, and the +1 is of course about like Thermal Lance on the way for Patience. We're about to see charge as well. Okay, that could be very well what the Templar are for feedbacking these Phoenixes. That's a pretty good point. Didn't really think about that one, as they were just hidden over here, but there you have a bunch of upgrades coming up on that right hand side. +2 weapons about to finish, extended Thermal Lance about to finish, and this is potentially the worst time for Adonminus to attack, because the upgrades are just finishing for Patience. And Adonminus, he already has Thermal Lance, but he doesn't have +2, he's only got +1. However, his own charge has finished, which can give him the possibility to do a good job with Zealots. Patience knows he's coming across the map, and hence he'll probably start morphing his Archons into his Templar into Archons. In fact, I think he's already done that. Needs to make sure not to forget about these Stalkers here. If he does have a fight, keeping them there to keep 2 Phoenix pinned back is not worthwhile. So Patience still had a big army supply advantage, and he does have an extra Colossi and double Robo production now as well. And Adonminus is actually pulling probes. He knows his opponent's on 3 bases or something. Yes, he does. He knows that's on the way up, so he's going to pull probes as his way to try and deal with this. He's just warped in 6 DTs as well, and if there isn't an observer with this army, this could be pretty bad for our Bros player here. Patience, we're going to have the engagement right now. Lasers everywhere. DTs are moving in very, very quickly, but Adonminus is just losing so much supply. Is there any vision of these DTs? I think they're just dying to splash damage, even if there isn't right now. Colossi are retreating, and there's still a Mortal and an Archon here, and all that Patience needs to do is kite back until he has the Zealots again to tank, and I think he's pretty much done it. I mean, he loses 1 Colossi here finally, but there's only 2 Colossi for Adonminus, and Adonminus is still down on supply. His Colossi are starting to go down, and Patience is going to take down this Immortal. But these DTs all of a sudden doing so much damage, 3 DTs, and blinking away, trying to do this, kill off this Colossus. If Patience is still in a little bit of trouble here, army supplies are even. He has no answer to this DT right now. There we do. There's them Stalkers we talked about earlier, where they needed to be used, and they didn't, and it cost him this fight here, because he's he kind of ran out of units to tank for him for a little bit, despite the supplies being heavily in his favour. Didn't use them Stalkers for quite some time. Can't deal with these DTs still, but the Zealots coming out makes me feel a lot better for him, because I think he's just about going to have enough. Finally picks off all of these units, and there's the Observer as well to finally help out with killing off the DTs. GG, well played. Patience is going to be the winner. 2-1. A very close fight in the end there. I thought momentarily that Patience had actually lost that Adonminus was going to be able to take it, but no, he was not. Patience. A little bit tough there from the semi-finals and finals for him, but he makes it. He qualifies